Harris, Taylor Swift. I am very proud to have the support of Taylor Swift. She's an incredible artist. I really respect the courage that she has had in her career to stand up for what she believes is right. But we were on different sides of the Super Bowl last year. I am a 49ers fan, but who's mad at anyone for being loyal to their team, right?
Voting Donald Trump, baby. Voting Donald Trump, baby. Voting Donald Trump, baby.
Uh-oh, baby. I don't know about you, but I'm voting Donald Trump. All right, so my singing doesn't have that great prowess. Anyways, we're just here to talk about, folks. Guess what? Taylor Swift is back in the news, and wouldn't you believe it? That the hypocrites in Hollywood, the music industry, the legacy media, they're touting the same old BS. That, can you believe it? Taylor Swift's endorsement is going to basically ride Kamala Harris into the White House, the Taylor Swift tsunami. So we're here to tell you what the real media isn't going to. We're going to show you some of the facts, folks, that are going on about this. So before we get to all of that, just want to let you know you're watching the Dr. Nasser Shake Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasser. Let's get to some of the specifics and see who's really affecting the endorsement. Is Taylor Swift really helping Kamala Harris, or is she hindering her? Check this out. Right, so this was a big endorsement, right? Taylor Swift endorses Kamala Harris after presidential debate. Why? Why did Taylor Swift do it? Oh, because she studied Kamala Harris's policy, her viewpoints. She's been on the Kamala Harris bandwagon since the very beginning. And here it is. Why? Because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. And Kamala Harris is Taylor Swift's Wonder Woman. Folks, what a bunch of jive. It's a jive turkey. That's what I say. Now take a look at this next slide, folks. So we talked about this in one of our other polls. And Quinnipiac, which is a really left-leaning poll, so it was quite shocking to see them come out with this poll that actually had devastating results for Kamala Harris, because it showed that Trump was up +1, where in some of the battleground states that Quinnipiac has been polling, is showing Kamala Harris like up in Arizona +5, in Georgia +4, North Carolina +2 or 3, Nevada up 5. So if she's up 5 in the swing states, and a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, she was up only 1 nationally. That doesn't even make sense. And now the newest one that just dropped yesterday shows Trump up by 1. So where's that endorsement that we're supposed, from Taylor Swift, that's supposed to be the tsunami that's taking, Kamala Harris all the way to the top? Well, let's take a look at some of the questions that they asked in the Quinnipiac poll. And folks, you just wait till you see the questions and the results. So this here, as you can see, I was referring to, we'll get to the other slide in just a second, but just letting you know, dropped 24th of September, Trump up 1. So again, where's the endorsement of Taylor Swift affecting Harris? Has it done anything? So here you are, folks. Here's the question that Quinnipiac asked. Does Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris make you more enthusiastic about Harris's candidacy, less enthusiastic about Harris's candidacy, or it doesn't make a difference at all? So as Eric Daugherty, who's down in Florida, great Twitter feed, giving lots of information, all the polls that are dropping. Check him out too on Twitter. But he says, LMAO, Taylor Swift actually hurt Kamala Harris among every age group according to Quinnipiac's latest national poll, where Trump leads by 1 point. Take a look at this, folks. 18 to 34-year-olds, more enthusiastic, 8%. 35 to 49, 5% more enthusiastic now that she's given her endorsement. And among 50 to 64-year-olds, 10% more enthusiastic. But look what happens here. Look what happens here. Less enthusiastic, 11% among 18 to 34-year-olds. More than a doubling, 2.5 times almost, among 35 to 49. And 12% less enthusiastic among 50 to 64-year-olds. No difference, 80%, 83%, and 78%. So you're trying to tell me that the mainstream media, I've seen this on Piers Morgan, he needs to get his facts straight. A lot of these people need to get their facts straight. They say the same thing about the debate, that after the debate, Kamala Harris was just, that debate, she just won like crazy. Really? Did you check the polls? Did you check the independents? Did you check the focus style groups that showed a completely opposite narrative? Did you check this stuff that's happening right here? This is Quinnipiac asking this question, a left-leaning pollster, and showing that, guess what? It is terrible news that the endorsement is actually terrible news for Kamala Harris. It's absolutely pathetic. It's driving people away from Kamala Harris, not pulling them in. Check this out, folks. So this here's from the Telegraph. This is September 14th, folks. September 14th. Taylor Swift's endorsement backfires on Kamala Harris. So, I mean, and if that doesn't give you something to big pause about, take a look at this. So this here is from Leading Report on Twitter, at Leading Report, and this is their breaking story. Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris may turn more voters away than it attracts, according to a new post-debate poll from YouGov. And YouGov also, folks, they're always, I think they partner sometimes with Yahoo and with some of the big alphabet networks, I believe. They do their own polling as well. Very, very left-leaning. Okay, so 8%, as we saw in the Quinnipiac poll, right? Depending upon which age group you were taking a look. I think this was the 35 to 49-year-olds. 8% of Swift's endorsement is either somewhat or much more likely to convince them to cast their ballots for Harris. But a whopping 20%, folks, said they are somewhat or much less likely to vote for Harris now that Swift has spoken. So, you want to see some more bad news? Check this out. Folks, if those numbers weren't bad enough, just take a look at Taylor Swift's favorability among likely voters. Now, this was based on the New York Times, Philadelphia Inquirer, Siena College poll. They polled 2,437 voters nationwide. It was conducted from September 11th to the 16th. This greenish is favorable. The light beige color, I guess you could say, don't know, and this orange, unfavorable. So all respondents, what is the favorability of Taylor Swift? Folks, she's not even at 50%. She's at 44%. That's less than Donald Trump's, folks. Donald Trump's at 47, 48, 49 in some polls. Donald Trump is more favorable than than Taylor Swift. 22% they said they don't know. 34% viewers unfavorable. That means among all respondents, she's plus 10. All right. Now, Democrats favored her 70% favorable, 19% don't know, 11% unfavorable. Independents gave her 41. So independents, all right, among that group, favor her even less, folks. 27% said they don't know, 32% unfavorable. All right. Now, Republicans, 23% voter, said favorable, 17% don't know, and a whopping 60%. All right, that's like 37 points. Republicans, 60% said unfavorable. And the New York Times goes on to say that a week after her endorsement, Americans or opinions of her are divided. Obviously, got partisan lines, but here's this Siena poll about what they found in the pop star's endorsement. This is the poll that is just absolutely, I mean, to say now and what you're hearing out in the mainstream media, I mean, you would think that Taylor Swift's endorsement is absolutely crushing it for Kamala, and they're just going towards Kamala in droves. But that's the narrative that they're trying to push over here. They don't talk about it because they know it's not true, but they also can go ahead and just say the same old thing that they've been repeating over and over and over again, hoping that people out there don't really do fact checking. How many people are going to, they say, yeah, Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala. Oh, the news people are saying that it's great for Kamala Harris. It must be. And perhaps your low information voter wanting to be with the crowd says, oh, if Taylor Swift says so, I'll do it. What type of checking are they really doing? If that isn't enough to cause for concern, folks, you need to check this next slide out. Look at this. That's what we're saying. I mean, come on, folks. And yet, are you going to hear any of this reportage? I mean, the New York Times published this in their paper, but it's probably buried on page 5,000. I didn't hear CNN. I didn't hear Harry Enton talking about this, but whenever it comes up, they always say Taylor Swift's endorsement is helping out Kamala Harris. That's the narrative they want to keep pushing. Check this next slide out, folks. So if that wasn't ending on a positive note, just by itself showing that Donald Trump's favorability is higher than Taylor Swift's, if that doesn't get your blood going and you're out there saying, all right, looks good, sounds good, I'm pumped, I'm stoked, I'm fired up. Wanted to show you a couple more things here, a couple of fun facts. Ohio poll done by RMG. Now, I have not heard of them, so I don't know if they're a left-leaning pollster or right-leaning, or if they play it straight down the middle. I'm not sure. I'm going to check this out. But guess what? They're saying that Trump is up by 11 points. And Rich Barris of the People's Pundit, he tweeted this, folks. Check this out. He's basically saying Trump is winning Ohio by 11 points and losing the election. Nobody serious could, as he said, could seriously argue that. Which is so true, because things don't happen in a vacuum, folks. They happen across. There's trends that are there. The same demographics move in the same direction. Dominoes fall in the direction that they're pushed. It's just the way that it always is. Every once in a while, you may see a tiny little break here or there. But for the most part, we saw that in 2016. And if you're to believe what happened in 2020, you saw that as well. Now, there is a couple of things that I want to let you know about. There are two counties specific in Pennsylvania that actually, for the last 6 presidential cycles, have correctly predicted the outcome of the election. They're bellwether counties, and they're in Pennsylvania. All right, so check this out. So those two counties are Erie and Northampton. And they've gone back and forth. So in 2016, 2008, Obama, 2012, Obama, 2016, flip for Trump, 2020, went for Biden, 2024. Well, it looks like in terms of voter registration, they have now flipped red. So they have more registered voters that are Republican than Democrats. So just to give you a heads up on that, on election night, or checking in and seeing where these two counties are stacking up, Erie and Northampton, that should be good news for us and Donald Trump as well. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Shake Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasser. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow. You all know what to do. Take a look at our links here and here. And I'll leave you with my final thought, which is, when you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.